to a live edition of ComicGains. If you're new to the show, I'm Adam.
I'm Zach, and this is the Princess Royal Highness, looking for a love day just like usual. Doing it on Princess Wave. You do it too. Bow down, respect, and of course, there's a Coco dog.
Coco made it. Hey, Coco, how's it going? All right, guys. Today is new comic book day, so it must be Wednesday, and we're live again, coming at you. We got a pretty chill show today. Nothing too crazy. We got a bunch of fantastic books that came out, a little bit smaller than it's been. I think it's gonna be pretty crazy coming up soon. But yeah, we had a new Ultimate book come out, Ultimate X-Men issue number 3, and like we promised you guys, the whole team read the book ahead of time, and we'll give you our opinion on it as well. So it's been an exciting journey to read the new Ultimate Universe together, like as a group. So to kind of bounce ideas off each other and see how we all like the series. So
Absolutely.
Right? It's been fun. It will continue to be fun till it's not. Wait, no, that's not how it works, right? It could be.
It's always fun. Maybe.
Before we get into any of that, though, let's quench up.
Well, I need some spice in my life, guys. So I picked up today a Coca-Cola spiced.
Ooh.
It's Coca-Cola spiced, zero sugar, has hints of raspberry spices.
It's raspberry
and
spice?
Other natural flavors. Natural. Air quotes.
Zach is gonna be the next Spice Girl, Spice Boy.
Spice Boy. Bye bye.
Right?
That's a different group.
The Spice Boy.
Spice Boy.
Which would be your spice name?
Oh, cinnamon spice.
Isn't there already a cinnamon spice?
No, is there?
No, ginger spice.
Ah.
There should have been a cinnamon spice. That would have been good.
Spice.
Cinnamon.
The flavor. The most flavorful spice.
If you were a Spice Girl, who would you be? Comic Spice?
Comment down below.
Huh?
Oh, that's pretty good.
Is it good?
Surprisingly so. I did need some spice in my life. And know what else is spicy? Hanging out with us on Whatnot.
Oh, there's a sign.
Every single... There's a little Whatnot.
Yeah.
Every single Saturday. Mostly. Unless we got plans.
They mostly come at night.
Yeah.
Mostly.
Yes, exactly.
But Princess will be on this weekend. She is riding solo. We'll be in the background, but Princess will be on this weekend at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So please come out and hang out with the Princess. And yeah, she'll talk to you guys a bunch. Only if you come on there. Right? Mm-hmm. Right? It'll be an exciting time. Let me say hi to some people. I know everybody's in the house. Las Cruces showed up early to the party all the way from New Mexico. How's it going? Andrew Detlef is back, the king of New Comic Book Day. Nucktech in the house. How's it going, Nucktech? Good to see you, buddy. Shadow 4T is here as well. Always good to see Shadow. Yes. Zero is here as well. Awesome, Zero. Paul Stager, our neighbor and friend. How's it going? Steve in the house, enjoying those Gene days. It's been super hot out lately, too. And Washington doesn't usually get this hot, but it's hot for us. Milt in the house. How's it going? He's like in the mantle. Yeah, got a new Fantastic Four book. Had to show that one off. Woo! And, the Righteous Flipper. How's it going? Huzzah!
May you always conquer your enemies.
Exactly.
Dilly.
Exactly. Ninjustice in the house. Always good to see Ninjustice as well. It's fun that we get to see a bunch of the same people back and forth on Whatnot as well too. And sometimes it's fun to have a conversation on here, but sometimes even easier to have conversations on Whatnot.
Mm-hmm. You know, very interactive.
If you want to see Zach drunk, you see it on Whatnot.
I'm sometimes passed out, and sometimes you get to see me passed out.
That's right. Yeah, we said we showed you passed out. We didn't really.
You didn't? Oh,
we didn't really say that. We're not that mean. We're not that mean. All right. New Comic Book Day. Smaller amount. Ooh, Comic Addicts in the house. What's up? Smaller amount this week. And for those of you reading new stuff as it comes out, obviously Blood Hunt's been huge. If you missed our first phase 1 of Blood Hunt, we did a really long episode on Monday. If you didn't get a chance, check that out. It actually did really well. So I'll probably let things build up and do a phase 2 and kind of see how that goes. But as those books roll out, there's going to be even more. It's going to be crazy. As well as Scotty Young has agreed to do, like, what'd you say, 29 covers? 27 covers in the next couple of months. Luckily, a lot of them are from the Blood Hunt series, so at least that'll kind of kill two birds with one stone. But that's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be very expensive to get all of those. Woo. Oh, thank you, Andrew. Thank you. You tried real hard on that one. Steve let us know he picked up. Did you miss Transformers 8? I think I read that last week. Maybe you got it this week. But Godzilla came out versus Power Rangers. Power Rangers are always versus everybody. That's pretty cool. I think it's like the 70th anniversary of Godzilla this week too as well, if I remember correctly. He got Amazing Spider-Man Blood Hunt 1, Masters of the Universe Revolutions, and Action Comics 1065. All good stuff. I've heard Action Comics is pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. All right. Woo. Oh, we got Spec Media. Nice. I didn't know Scotty Young was going to be that busy. Yeah, it's going to be pretty insane coming up. And Princess is already on the hunt. There's going to be 1 in 50 like sketch variants too. So keep an eye out for those as well.
That's interesting.
I know. Hopefully they don't like go overboard on it. I feel like his books are pretty special right now. And if you get like too many of them, it might lose its speciality. So we'll see. We'll see. Okay, let's kick it off with probably my favorite character in the Marvel Universe.
Miles.
Yeah. We got Miles Morales, Spider-Man issue number 20. This is the Ziegler written story, which I'm totally digging a lot more than I originally was. I've liked this series the whole way through, but I liked it a lot more over the past few issues. Surprisingly enough, it's not a Blood Hunt tie-in. Isn't that kind of crazy? Like Miles has been pretty much directly connected to Blood Hunt this whole time, and he's already like connected with this crew, with the new crew. So I don't know, strange. They didn't go with that route. Cody Ziegler.
Cody.
But at the end of the last Miles issue, I gotta let you guys know, Shift is one of my really favorite characters as well, which is that clone of Miles. You know how much we all love clones. And he kind of morphs and changes, sort of looks like a symbiote, sort of, but he's not. And he can't talk very well because his vocal cords don't work. And at the end, 2 issues ago, there was a chance that he might have died in this big battle against Rabble. And it turned out at the beginning of last issue, he didn't die, he survived. And he's kind of, as a character, he's always kind of lived in the sewers. Like after it's like not like intentional, but just kind of like, hey, you can like live in the sewers and be chill. Well, at the end of the book, Miles brought him home and was like, hey, this is my family, this is my little sister, like he's gonna live with us now as my clone brother. My clone baby. Yeah, my clone baby. So that was cool. And yeah, it's exciting. I really like this character, and Miss Marvel Kamala has been teaching him how to speak because her powers are kind of similar to his. So he's like learning to stretch his vocal cords and talk. I really like this character. That's why I kind of like rabble on about it. But yeah, this upcoming one should have Miss Marvel in it, as well as Hightail, who's that speedster character that you got to see. And at one time she was bit by a vampire, and they did battle vampires together. So I'm assuming it's gonna lead somewhere down this vampire road, right?
Probably.
Yeah. You'll eventually go back in it. And Hightail's sort of like a Black Cat-ish type character to Miles, because she's sort of a villain, but he's like, I don't know if he's like romantically interested in her, but he's like, there's good in her. I can see the good. You know what I mean?
And it's all in her butt.
Davey, how's it going? Good to see you, buddy. Woo. Yeah, Miles. Yeah, Andrew's saying he's digging Miles. Yeah. It's all in her butt?
It's all in her butt.
It's all in the butt. Ooh. I feel the same way about Shift that I do about Doyle from Strange Academy. Protect him at all. Definitely. He's such a cool character, and I think there's a lot, especially now if he starts talking, he could be really very exciting character. Speaking of exciting, Carnage issue number 7. This is Groenbeck is the author, and I keep forgetting to remember the guy's name who drew these covers. I'm telling you, the last 4 issues of this Carnage series, cover A has been the artwork on this is crazy. This is going to go down in probably the next 5 to 10 years, where everyone's going to be hunting for these books just because the artwork is nuts.
It's interesting for sure.
Right?
Very interesting.
Yeah, I mean, if you dig it, I think it's very different, very cool, almost kind of like grotesque, but in like a fun way. I don't know if there's such a thing, but in the story so far, Carnage, it's bouncing around. You got Venom, you got Carnage. Both stories are kind of intersecting now. In the Carnage series, the good guy is Flash Thompson. So we've got Agent Venom is back, and he's in the white costume. I'm not sure if that means anything. That means he's like anti-Agent Venom.
Oh, I think it's anti-Agent Venom.
Is it anti-Agent Venom? So he's kind of like the protagonist. He's been like hunting Carnage. Well, at a certain point, Carnage was able to blast off to that like where Eddie was in that end of the world, like the garden or whatever, where like Meredith and all the other versions of Venom is. And it only the symbiote Carnage went there. He left Cletus behind. He's like, I'm gonna go do this big battle, and he basically killed all the other Venoms that were there. And now he's back, and like there's a little bit of at odds between Cletus and Carnage the symbiote, because he's kind of like, I did this really awesome thing by myself and I didn't need you, and he's kind of like butthurt that he did it without him. But it's gonna be a lot more killing. All the Carnage books have been like he like shows up somewhere and just kills a bunch of people, and it's cool. I mean, standard Carnage, standard procedure, but there is a good guy in the midst, so hopefully Flash is able to pull it off. I really dig the Flash character a lot. It's been a really good arc over the years. You know, Flash has been like the bully, and then turns into a good guy and gets killed and comes back. Everyone gets killed and comes back to life.
Comes back.
Hola, cola, you reached the yellow banana. There you go. You have, Zach. Did they know you drank a cola earlier? Thank you, Andrew. Juan Ferreira. Yeah, check out Juan Ferreira's art. It's super good. And I don't even know what other covers he's done since Carnage.
I don't know.
Oh, they did sneak in one Blood Hunt issue this week. So we got Amazing Spider-Man issue number 1, because we need more Amazing Spider-Man. This cover is nice, though. If you were wondering in a review, why didn't the main vampire... I mean, Blade's kind of the main vampire, but why didn't the other main vampire show up in the story? Were you thinking that, Zach?
What? Like Dracula?
Morbius.
Oh,
you do freaking Blood Hunt, and you don't have Morbius. Well, now he's there. It's coming in. I don't know why they decided to renumber this into a mini-series, so you need Amazing Spider-Man number 1 of 3, so it's a mini-series. It's not going to be written by Zeb Wells. It's not drawn by John Romita Jr. I can't remember. There's Ireland and... Ferreira. Well, that's not the same word. That's not spelled the same. No. But this one will directly continue on with the Lizard. So we saw the Lizard at the end of the other Amazing Spider-Man. This will pick up where that left off. It looks like Spider-Man will be teaming up with Misty Knight, which is always cool. For some reason, they've been loving writing about Misty Knight. She shows up in like a lot of different stories. So, and then it looks like at the end there'll be a split story, and we'll get to see Morbius team up with Colleen Wing. Right? Makes sense. Zach's a big fan of Colleen Wing. Grotesque in a fun way. That's a thing, though. I feel like it should be a thing. Right? Right? But we'll see. It's the only Blood Hunt book this entire week. So, it'll whet your appetite, keep your appetite wet, I suppose. Something like that.
Yeah.
We've got a image book. This is Monolith, issue number 1, and this is I decided to go with the variant cover, which is done by Todd McFarlane. It's going to be a mini series about the Spawn character named Monolith, who I'm not that familiar with. I think he's a Hellspawn, so he's like I think he's been around before. I don't think this is his first appearance.
Oh, okay.
So he's a Hellspawn. He's getting his own mini series so that you can learn more about him. But I thought this was a cool McFarlane cover. And, it's a cool thing. I feel like there's probably going to be like a lower print run. Unless a bunch of people bought it, then it's probably not. You never know. You never know. The cover A did look really good as well, too. They were both, actually. It was hard to decide which cover to go with on that. And I've been reading a little more Spawn than I used to, so we'll see. I do like that the image books are very sturdy, and the covers are super hard, and they hold up a lot better than some of the other books. The downside is if you read them, you're open up a book where the cover's like really thick and it's like, and you feel like you have to kind of like look through this crack to read it. Otherwise, you're gonna like leave a crease mark on like the edge of the book. I hate that.
I like that. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Okay. This one I wasn't sure I was
Mhm.
gonna go with, but we're gonna give it a try, and I'm kind of excited after looking on the inside. This is Doom #1, giant size one shot. So Marvel's doing a bunch of giant size issues. I read the Miles one and didn't. I thought it was like kind of not good. Just because it felt like a bunch of reprinted issues. There literally was a reprinted story inside of it, so I felt kind of cheated at it buying it. So I didn't buy it. There's like giant size X-Men just came out. There's like a giant size Hulk, giant size Daredevil, a bunch of them. So I skipped all those other ones. This one is giant, or I guess a giant size version of Doom. Cool thing is that it's written by Jonathan Hickman. So
okay.
yeah,
So
big time writer. He obviously wrote like Secret Wars with like Emperor Doom, so he knows how to write Doom, and Doom's been kind of crappy lately, so maybe he's able to rewrite like a cooler version of him. The artwork inside this is amazing. Like if you look at the inside, it kind of looks anime-ish. So I don't not really familiar with this artist that did it, but there's a bunch of sketches in the back too. It is a little bit more expensive. It's an $8 book, so we'll see. We'll see if it's any good. Hickman Doom got to be good. Yeah, people kind of think that Hickman does a really good job writing Doom, so I think it'll be an exciting one. Paul Steger saying Rat City. Yes, that came out like couple weeks ago, and I did get Rat City when I read that. That was like kind of like a Spawn 2099 ish type character, I think.
Okay.
Feel the bass. Boom. Ooh, Hickman's run on FF. On Fantastic Four was good too. Okay.
He's the one that killed the Human Torch.
Did he do that?
Yeah.
Hickman did?
Jonathan Hickman, yeah. And then he brought it back. Or someone brought it back. He's alive now, I believe.
Oh, yeah. You can't kill one of the first family.
He did.
But can you? Oh, Jimmy G in the house. How's it going? How's it going? Good to see you, Jimmy. Good to see you. Andrew, indeed, yeah. You guys both like FF. I'm reading Ultimate Fantastic Four right now. I know that's an older one, but, I'm getting my feet wet on the FF family. Miss Marvel Mutant Menace issue #3 came out. This is part of the Fall of X timeline that is going on. I was kind of hoping to get the Peach Momoko variant cover on this one, but this is the regular cover. It's not bad, but so far I've always had the Peach ones on this. This is co-written by Iman Vellani. So the actual Kamala from the MCU. So before, but she's co-writing this series, so it has a younger flair to it. You're still dealing with the fact that like she, if you guys know Kamala's history lately, she died kind of unceremoniously or ceremoniously and became resurrected, and everyone's like, oh, she's a mutant now instead of like an inhuman, and it's probably like a big ploy because they want to make her a mutant in like the MCU, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so like now like she's no longer an inhuman, so she's kind of dealing with some of those issues. So being part of like the Fall of X, and also her everyone she knows got mind wiped that she died, so no one remembers now that she died or that she had powers. So it's kind of interesting the way that works. But in the last issue, she did a whole Mojo thing, which was kind of weird because they did that whole Mojo thing on X-Men 97. It was almost the exact same time. So she went to Mojo World and then kind of teamed up with this like Galaxy Rockstar person or someone like a Rockstar girl who was working for Mojo and helped her like get unstuck from it. So now she's back, doing some stuff. So we'll see how this goes.
Yeah,
how it goes.
Righteous Flipper, Mel.
Hey, Jeff Coy, how's it going? Welcome in. Welcome in. Don't you guys think that the money and quality of the book still goes back to the Silver and Bronze Age? I disagree with all the hype behind new stuff and just attempting at classics. Yeah, definitely.
Mostly.
Yeah, there's definitely some good stuff in the older stuff. Bobby, how's it going, Bobby? Welcome in. Got to keep up with new stories. Otherwise, like if they don't make new stories, then the comics might go away, right?
True.
Hopefully not, though. But yeah, I totally agree. Walking Dead Deluxe #89 came out this week. I feel like it's like a bi-monthly. Is that twice a month? Bi-monthly?
Bi-monthly would be like every other month.
Is it?
Every month. It's like bi-weekly would be every other week.
Okay, we'll go with that. I never understand that when you're like bi-monthly, bi-weekly,
Right?
bi-weekly. Okay, thank you, Mel. This is what I said, 89, 89. So we're getting close to Negan. We're getting close to Negan. Getting there. They're still at that place where the really high walls were up and dealing with some issues. They're kind of dealing with these small issues one at a time. And Andrea had like sort of relationship with the guy who was in charge of the High Wall City's son, who they do have that character in the TV show as well. And now she realized that he's kind of like a wuss and doesn't know how to take care of things. And now she's like, okay, I'm done with you. I did my thing and now I'm done. Hulk smash that like button. Thank you, Andrew. Yeah, everyone. Crush the like button for the princess right now. Stop what you're doing. Crush it hard.
Crush it.
Real hard.
Crush it like life crushed your dreams.
Exactly.
Oh, good.
Only 3 books left, guys. Spawn issue number 353. Do you think something's crazy gonna happen when we get to 400?
Probably.
Shit. That's a lot of names. I'm pretty sure Brett Booth is still the main artist on the inside, and McConneville is writing this one. I've been kind of on a Spawn collecting kick lately and trying to catch up on some of the reading. It's a little confusing because I haven't read that much of it, but I think there was like somehow a bunch of people's powers got wiped out with some sort of spell or something like that, and so now they're finding like angels and stuff that have powers that shouldn't, and there was like looked like maybe a new character got introduced in the last book that was like some sort of like archangel or something. So you know, that artwork inside is really good. Obviously Zach's a huge fan of Brett Booth.
Oh yeah,
so
amazing.
I'm glad you should bring him back to Marvel, get him to draw Spider-Man or something.
His claim to fame, I think, is Image. I think he made some of the best pages when he was in.
Probably
Image
gets
early.
paid a lot working on Spawn. I would assume. I would assume
so.
He gets paid a lot more. Otherwise, he would leave. Okay, we've got. This is crazy because this just came out last week. So we had this last week and we get it this week. This is X-Men Forever issue number 4, and this might be the last issue of X-Men Forever. And
what's on the princess's shirt? Flowers and dragons.
Dragons.
Flowers and dragons.
You know who's on the cover there, Zach?
Hope Summers.
That's right. How'd you know that?
I drink and I know things.
That's pretty good. I thought you were gonna say Jean Grey.
And it's a Mark Brooks cover.
It is a Mark Brooks cover. So there's a bunch of books in X-Men all leading up to the end. I want to say there's at least 6, maybe 7 books. We're really close. I think there's only about 5 books left in Krakoa. This one, in the last issue, had a lot to do with Mystique, and you had Mystique, Nightcrawler, and Destiny all kind of having like family issues where Destiny kind of realized, or she knew some secrets about the family, about them being a family, and didn't tell Mystique or Nightcrawler because if she did, there was a chance they were going to die because of like the choices they're making, because Destiny can see the future. So they're kind of pissed at her with everything going on. And you had some stuff between Exodus and Hope where Hope was like, I need to do this thing and like, you know, save like the world from everything. And she's basically going to go into this area where Jean Grey might possibly be with Phoenix, which I think that's where the story's leading to, where like Phoenix is going to somehow like save all the mutants, or we'll see, or reset everything. But the only one that could go in there was Hope, and it's kind of cool. She gets Nightcrawler's like saber when she goes into this room, and then or actually Exodus gets the saber from Nightcrawler, and then he gives it to Hope so that she could use it. For some reason the saber could talk, and he's like, I'm gonna make you a more suitable weapon, and he turned into this giant gun. So and then like she was talking to the gun, she went into this area and was kind of like, looked like she was gonna run into Jean Grey and like do something. So we'll see how that goes.
Give her a hug.
Karen Gillan is writing this one too. So he is writing, I think, a few of the other books, at least one of the other books. I think he's kind of running things as everything closes out.
The Red Dragon Cartel.
The Red Dragon Cartel. Yeah, so, you know, X-Men, that's how it goes. Either you're in the know or you're not, but it is what it is. Just trying to see how it ends. All right, last book of The day is Ultimate X-Men issue number 3. Peach Momoko, drawn and written. I'm wondering if Milt's been kind of reading these along with us. So did you already read this one, Milt? Picked it up ahead of time? And then I'll let Zach take it away. Let you guys know about the Ultimate X-Men.
So, just quick recap. Maker took over or made another universe, got rid of the heroes, the ones he didn't want. He made a Council of Evil. He disappeared. There's no X-Men at the beginning, but there's also another group of time travelers. Maybe, I don't know if they actually went from one universe to the next, but anyways, there some heroes that actually survived the thing, and they're trying to give a bunch of heroes their powers back, or at least actually give them powers that should have, like Spider-Man and a couple other ones. And at the beginning of this book, there was no mutants. And there was no mutants technically, or at least they didn't use the word in issue 1 or 2. But anyways, the whole show, the whole book is all about main character's armor. I can't remember her name exactly.
It says here, I want to say it's like Hisako.
Hisako, yeah. And it's all about her kind of grieving over her school life and her grieving over her friend that committed, so she's sad about that. But there's this evil spirit or shadow thing that's trying to, get revenge for the friend, and also trying to get her to team up with him for some reason, and she's not all about that. This all happens in the first book, and like I said, she didn't have any powers, but she had this little keychain of this red samurai, and when the shadow thing got mad at her, was chasing after her, tries to attack her, she gets hit by a car, and somehow she forms that red armor, like the keychain thing of the samurai all around her, and it protects her. And that's basically book 1.
Yeah, and armor is like an established character that showed up in Astonishing X-Men
number 3 or something.
4 or something. I think it's written by Joss Whedon, I believe, if I remember correctly. So it is an older character, but she's always been of Japanese descent. So Peach really enjoys that character and wanted her to be the center of her book. So, and
it's all happening in Japan, and they're putting in certain elements that are kind of cool. That's with the Japanese culture, and so that's what happens in book 1. Book 2, they introduce another character, and this third book is kind of expanding on the character. But anyways, book 2. She's remembering times, if I remember correctly. She remembered times with her friend, which is a dude that died and everything. It's sad, and she's daydreaming, laying down in the grass, and someone comes up to her and say, "Hey, what's going on?" It's oh, it's some lady with white hair, and kind of with lightning earrings. I'm what the heck is that? Storm? I'm what's going on here? I didn't really know the character very well. And they hit it off instantly, and then suddenly, hey, you want to go to this abandoned school? There's supposed to be an evil spirit there that's trying to kill me, or something like that. And she's sure, let's go. Why would you put a random person in danger? Anyways, they go there, and a lot of freaky stuff happens. They bond some more, and, more stuff happens. Finds out that
stuff happens. The more stuff happens.
And
definitely a great name change.
Armor finds out that this Storm lady, that's not Storm, supposed to be the hero name's Maelstrom or Maystorm, something like that, and finds out that she has at least wind powers. She has some kind of weather.
Really hard?
Yeah, she passes the gas really hard. But
the wind power.
So
I have that same power.
She has some kind of power, and you're hey, we're kind of similar, and blah blah blah. It's it's good. Maybe we should hang out, and then find out the next day that she's actually Maystorm, is actually in her class. So obviously they're going to be great friends. And that's the end of that book. Oh yeah, a couple people died from that spirit thing, the shadow spirit. And yeah, that sucked. That happened. And now we're on to book 3. All right, that's the recap right there. Quick one. So it starts off, if I remember correctly, it's basically a mixture, a very quick. I'm trying to remember exactly. It's an origin story from Maystorm, Maelstrom, whatever.
Maystorm. I don't think it's Maelstrom. No, there's no L in there.
Yeah,
but it's weird, interesting because like they spell it MEI, which I'm probably like the Japanese like pronunciation, but like a lot of the solicitation says MAY. So it's like May Storm, but it's like
it's a little.
It's kind of confusing that they like that's spelled 2 different ways. But in the book, it's always MEI.
Anyway, it's slightly confusing, at least at this part, because when it gets in later, it's May Storm or whatever.
There's no Maelstrom.
Yeah, whatever. May Storm. It's it's about her story, but at the beginning of it, it kind of shows this other person that's kind of like a shadow person too. That could be the shadow person, and they're doing some kind of spirit talking thing, and go on. Hey, yeah. Go on. It reminds me of the past. This part is kind of confusing.
Yeah, well, it's Hisako, and she's with 2 other kids, and they're basically playing like a Ouija board.
Yeah.
But they explain later on it's a different game that they play in Japan where you have like a board with all these like like symbols on it, and then they're writing, and then they have like a coin that they push around just like a Ouija board where like the spirits move it around and like answer specific questions, and they act like it's weird that it's working, and then they kind of look over the 2 girls. I think it's 2 girls, right? And they look over like, who is this guy with this kid with glasses who's playing with? Like, did you invite him to play? And like, I don't remember inviting him.
And then, and then it goes back to the future. It's like, oh, we were just kind of doing something similar that reminded me of something. And I think that's a hint of how this shadow person is connected to Hisako.
Yeah. Or you can just call her Armor. But if you want.
So, and that's a confusing part, because then it jumps in to modern day, and it's Hisako and Mai talking, and she gets hit with a ball, and a couple other like, oh, what's going on with your family, or it's like, or how did you get your powers? And then that happens with the flashback of what happened, how she got her powers, which is really sad. And it's just her living her kid life. She goes home. She goes home, and her mother tells, hey, we're a new residents in the area. Go say hi to our neighbors. And I try to see them twice and can do it. We've been here for a month. So it sounds like the parents are kind of lazy, but because they've been wanting to go see them, but they only tried twice before, and it's been a month. And then they make the daughter do it. And so the daughter does it on the way home.
There's also a big difference too when they show May in the past. Right off the bat, she has black hair and dark eyes. So May so far in the story has white hair and light eyes. Mm-hmm. So you get to see obviously something's not, something obviously changes in her that like gives her the white hair. So she has black hair right now.
Yeah, exactly. And so she's coming back from school, and she's planning on saying hello to the neighbors if they're there. And she sees this cat with all this stuff hanging around its neck. Almost looks like little spirit warding things, kind of weird. And maybe the cat's painted. So she grabs the cat and like, what the heck? And then sees the doors open. Hey, bring me back my cat. And that's the neighbor she's supposed to go see. And he's like, hey, this guy's kind of weird. It's like, hey, is this your cat? Kind of thing. Goes up to her and goes out, grabs the cat, freaks out, bites the crap out of May. And he's like, sorry, I'll discipline the cat later.
He had all this weird stuff on his head too, like some kind of weird, like almost the same symbols that the cat or stuff had around his neck. He also had on his head, and then like his glasses was very similar to like the glasses that the kid was wearing that was playing like the Ouija board game with him too. So it seemed like that was like supposed to be the same kid. You know, I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, it might be, or it might be just one of those kids that are freaking weirdos.
He's definitely like a
Puzzle.
mystery character because I was
Yeah.
like, who is he supposed to be? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I thought it might be the Shadow King, but I have no idea. Anyways,
It's like everybody's the Shadow King. This
Everyone's
guy's
the
the Shadow.
Shadow King.
That guy's the Shadow King.
right. And so now she's goes back. She's like taking a rest from getting attacked by that cat, and here's her parents or one of the parents arguing. And
There is though the thing when she is laying on the bed with her wound, it does like create little lightning bolts coming out of the wound and like her and like a storm, almost like a little storm coming out of the wound.
yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know
Which
exactly that.
That threw me off, like, because I was like, it's kind of hard to tell because she's supposed to be a mutant, right? So like, it's like they're kind of giving you the sense that like maybe she got the powers from the kid with the glasses. You know what I mean? Like because the cat scratched her, but then like mutants shouldn't be getting their powers that way.
Well, they should be getting them normally, but because of the interference of the Maker, you can't. So maybe the people that are time traveling, that are the heroes that are trying to give everybody back their powers, had to do it a different way instead of natural evolution.
I'm not quite sure if the mutants are quite connected yet with like people losing their powers. Like maybe.
No,
They haven't I haven't been very clear on that, like what the Maker did, because I don't think in the original book they said what he did to screw with the mutants that I'm aware of. But
yeah, I don't know.
But
there ain't no music.
I'm confused. Bobby's like, I'm confused.
Okay. So origin story of May, and this is how she gets her powers. And the thing that happens is, crap happens with the neighbor. This and that. She gets bit. She goes home. Apparently, there's some storm thing happening, so maybe she's not a full-on kind of like traditional mutant, but she's gonna eventually become a mutant. And parents ask her to come down for dinner. The mother's arguing with the father just slightly before that, and sit down and like, hey, talk to your father, May. He's not talking to me. He doesn't want to talk to me. And she says, you should just get a divorce. Just get a divorce. Leave it. We don't need him. And the father stands up without saying anything and grabs her arm and gives her a smack.
That was a super weird fight too. They're like, let's put the daughter in the middle of the fight, like as they're fighting each other. And then that 2-page splash is awesome. You show them that thing, the double-page splash.
Yeah, so she's very, very upset. And this is when her powers manifest in a very spectacular way.
A really good 2-page splash. Like, it's crazy her dad like hit her.
Yeah. And then
that made my parents argue. Stop arguing, Mom and Dad.
And then unsurprisingly, or surprisingly, the father, which is also strange, hardly reacts at all. Like, I don't want to house any delinquents. He doesn't say delinquents, but exactly. But it says degenerates or punks. Oh, I think it's punks. I don't want to house any punks. Get out.
Punks?
So something like that.
No, punks, yeah.
Yeah, punks. And basically
might be like
says,
a translation thing.
You don't live here anymore. And this is when she gets white hair and blue eyes.
What's
just
up, man?
Instantly. Black hair, and then that kind of freak out storm wails over through it, and then she has white eyes, or no, blue eyes, white hair.
Yeah.
And she's like, get out. And then they go back to normal time when they're still in the park and everything, and they're playing the soccer ball and all that stuff. Oh yeah, she got hit in the head. And then, hey, here's the ball back, this and that. And then this one weird girl with glasses says, hey, you're mutants too. So now we got a third mutant. And they actually use mutants for the first time.
What, Nico? Yeah, Nico. Did they show the part where she was like, there's a part where Storm's looking at her phone. May is looking at her cell phone, and she's looking at Storm in Africa. It says like right here, like right before.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she's like looking at her phone, and it shows her looking, because in the Ultimate Universe, there's real Storm, Aurora, is in the Black Panther book. And so like this is like a different Storm, so it's not like the same the same Storm. But yeah, they, like Zach was saying, they run into this other person who apparently goes to school with them. And the weird thing, the solicitation for this character, they had her on the cover of a bunch of the other books. So, which is like strange. She says like hardly any words. So obviously this is her first appearance. So I have no idea. Does she look like she could be anybody? Psylocke? I don't know.
That's the closest one.
You know, like, yeah, I don't know who else I can think of that's like there, unless she's like a brand new character. But yeah, it's strange because they don't say that they ask each other, like, okay, like, I get my powers. Armor says she gets her powers from that little keychain. She thinks she has her powers from the keychain. And then Maystorm says that she doesn't know how her powers work. And then that girl like holds up a magnifying glass and she's like, "Oh, 2 mutants like me." So this is like the first time you hear it. So I don't know who she's supposed to be.
Yeah, apparently knows about the mutants, or she is a mutant.
What would that translate to? Nico. I don't know. You tell me, Zach. You tell me.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, there you go. But at the end of the book, if you're interested, there's a cool lexicon at the end that explains to you the game that they were playing in the beginning and the actual like, pronunciation in Japanese. And it says that while playing the game, if you don't complete it correctly and say the chant, then the spirit that you called will inhabit your body and give you bad luck until you finish it. So you're gonna get it, Zach.
Ooh. So scared.
Right, they take it's very serious. Real serious. You've had a lot of string of bad luck lately.
I just get a shaman.
The fates.
I'll get a shaman and purify this household and kill all the spirits.
Anyway, what'd you guys think? You still digging it?
So. It was a nice, even story. Nothing too crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't mind it.
There is going to be like they're already doing an Ultimates event coming up sometime soon. There's already solicitation for the cover on that.
So much.
We'll see how this is all going to connect in. But I believe it's going to have something to do with like Captain America already. So they're going to be bringing Captain America out of something, or a new Captain America. So I don't know how he's going to grab a bunch of kids from Japan to go like kick some butt in America or wherever they're fighting. But like you two schoolgirls, put some uniforms on. We're gonna go beat the crap out of some people. I don't know. Right? I thought the mutant gene was initiated through puberty or a traumatic event. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I mean, it would make sense that she got slapped in the face by her dad. That would like trigger the her mutant ability. That would make sense. But then also like, I guess a cat scratching you and getting scared could also like trigger the mutant ability too.
Yeah,
I suppose. But there was some insinuation that she gained it from this kid. And I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, the coin is connected to the kid, too. Like, it's the coin from the game. And the other girl found the coin. Armor found the coin. I don't know.
Think about it.
Who do you think? Is that someone changing the game? There's a lot of mystery going on.
I think
only there was a good detective.
Contagious.
Where's Batman at? Get him.
Wrong universe.
Oh. Bring Batman in there.
Bring Batman. Cross him over to
Who's a good detective in the Marvel universe?
Tony?
Is Tony smart? Is he a good detective?
Captain America?
He's a good leader.
Jessica Jones.
Jessica Jones is a good detective.
Jones.
We need some Jessica Jones to figure this out. Bring it in. All right, guys. That's going to wrap up New Comic Book Day for this week. We had an awesome time hanging out with you guys. We hopefully will see you on Saturday on What Now with Princess. But if not, come hang out with us again on Monday. Do all the awesome YouTube stuff. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you always know when we're coming at you.
The Punisher.
Yeah. And he's the kind of a shoot first, ask questions later. I don't know if that's all been any. He's like, was that a bad? Yeah, hopefully that was a bad guy. But
we need witnesses. There's no witnesses.
No witnesses.
None.
Anything special that? Anything else going on?
It's not vengeance, it's punishment. I don't know, you gotta share. And how you do that is you gotta get a little dog that looks like Coco You can't get this dog though. You gotta get this dog, little dog like Coco, and you gotta love it, take care of it, feed it, walk it, all those
Water
good things.
it.
Water it like a
Plant it.
plant it. You do all the great things.
Grow your own cocoa.
Yeah, grow your own Coco, and that's how you give a nice emotional support animal.
Get a cocoa seed, put it in some soil.
I don't think that's how it works, but I'm also not a doctor. So.
Yeah. A PI? That's like a detective.
A PI.
Private investigator.
I've been locked up for a lot of things, but that's not one of them.
Investigating some privates. Until we see you next time, guys, stay safe and remember,
Get those ComicGains.
get 'em.
Every single one.
Woo!
Oh, I must fail. I'm
Go,
falling.
Go, go.
Falling.